Hi guys, welcome to another video. Oh, sorry, we've not been there for a year and a half. I would firstly like to apologize to all my subscribers for our absentee. And so Kushagra was facing a life crisis, so we were absent for a year. Now, since we are
Right.
back, we bring to you the preview of the most awaited trophy and the tour of the year, the Border Gavaskar Trophy 2024-25, where India tour Australia for 5 test matches starting 22nd November in Perth. So let's start. First, I would like to introduce the panel. We've got Kushagra Azwani, our usual member on the panel. We've got another 30-year-old member on the panel called Karthik Ajay. Welcome, Karthik.
Hello. Hi,
Do
Naman.
you
Hi, Kushagra.
do you feel
Hi,
honored
hi,
to be
Karthik.
here? Did you expect to be here after your uh, not so good memory of 19th November 2023?
No, back then I thought that's the end for me in terms of watching cricket, following cricket, or anything related to cricket. But uh, with time, I realized that you got to move on, and I guess the 2020 World Cup victory really helped. And yeah, and recently a friend of mine was saying, we should, take it as a joke and wear Australia's jersey on November 19th. So yeah, I'm just using all these, primarily using humor as a mechanism to cope with my pain.
That's been your self-defense mechanism since I don't know when, but yeah, let's move ahead. So let's start with the preview. First up, we've got first of all, we'd like to congratulate Rohit Sharma on becoming a father again. Like everyone on panel would like to congratulate. Uh, so now, since we know that he'll not be present for the first test, we have an opener slot that is vacant. Kush and Karthik, who do you think will take up that spot?
Well, I think in the absence of Rohit Sharma, I can only see Abhimanyueaswaran taking up that spot. And I think yesterday we got the news that Shubman Gill is also not playing the first test match
Yeah.
due to a fracture
Yes.
in his right thumb.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it is going to be Jaiswal and Abhimanyueaswaran, in my opinion. And I think it's high time that we give Ishwaran some chances because he's done extremely well in the domestic circuit. He scored tons of runs, and I think he'll come good in this Australia series along with Jaiswal, two of the left-handers. They should come good.
So as you said that Suman Gill won't be present. So if Ishwaran opens, then who plays at number three? Do you back Rahul to take up that spot, or is someone new going to be tried over there?
I would back KL Rahul if he's fit. If he's there, I would back KL Rahul to take up that spot. He has been in and out of the test team over the last few years, and I think Australia is a place where he has scored some runs in the past when it comes to overseas test matches. So if he goes in with that mindset, I think he can play a good role at number three along with Virat Kohli at number four.
And Karthik, what do you think? Is KL Rahul
Yeah,
going to
I think
open
my
or
thoughts. Yeah, I think my thoughts align with Kushagra here. I think, we with Yashasvi in squad and also with Abhimanyu and KL Rahul, I think we are still in good hands. I know with lately KL Rahul hasn't been in form, but I think it's time to give him a last backing so that he can really pull something off the hat.
Okay, fine. So we've got that sorted. Now let's move on to the number four spot. I think it's up for grabs, right? Oh no, that's not until the Border Gavaskar Trophy ends, or is it? Do you
It
think
has
Virat
to be
Kohli will
Virat
be able
Kohli.
to? No, no.
It
So do
has
you
to be
think
Virat
Virat?
Kohli.
So do you think he'll be able to score runs in this tour?
Mm, Well, King is back in his territory, I feel. That's what Ravi Shastri also said. And you don't question the greats. So over the last few months, he has not been in a great touch. But Australia is a place where he's always scored runs and he's always proved something when he's back to Australia. He's always scored runs over there, centuries, and there's something about Virat Kohli in Australia. For me, the mindset that he goes in with is similar to what the Australians also have. Uh, so I feel he's going to come good this series.
Karthik, your thoughts?
I think it will be a good contest, and he has a batting average of exceeding 50 at number four, and against Australia, he's known to thrive. He likes to challenge his own temperament, and again, it's going to be the number four position is going to be of very high importance to, in terms of counter attacking and consolidating. So, someone with Kohli's experience who can handle both spin and pace would makes him a perfect candidate for this. And
Do you think he can
again,
handle spin well? Do you think he can handle
uh,
spin well?
I think it's a it's going to be a good contest, but and I expect I would back Virat Kohli here because given his record and given how Kohli likes to rise when he is going low, I think this would be the time for that.
So, like sharing my thoughts, I remember that after the on the last tour of Australia, Kohli had left after the first test. So, from his mindset, I think it's the 36 all out is still fresh in his memory. After that, he was not a part of that turnaround in Australia. So, he's still hungry to score runs over there, wants to turn things around, and obviously, given the point at which he's in his career, he would like to score runs not only to justify his place in the squad, but to also make India win. And given that we have to win 4 matches for the WTC qualification, he'll be hungry to score runs and loads of runs. So,
Hmm.
moving on to what the bowling looks like. We have heard that Mohammed Shami played a match for Bengal. He picked up 7 wickets, looked in good rhythm. The pace was also good. So, he's not going to be there for the first test, that's for sure. But we expect him to be back for the second test, given that there's a 8 to 9 days break between the first and the second one. So, given that Shami can be back for the second one, how do you think India's pace attack is, how ready is it for the first test, and how do you think they shape up for the entire summer?
I don't think he's going to be there for the second test as well, because we heard somewhere that he can only come back after the second test, and it's ideal for BCCI and for the team management to not rush him back to the team. Let him have some game time. Yes, he's picked up 7 wickets, but when he's coming to Australia, let him play that 2-day practice match if possible.
Yeah,
uh, I think they should assess the situation and then only deem him match ready. So let's not rush into it. I would still back Akashdeep in place of Shami. For me, the base attack is going to be Jasprit Bumrah, Akashdeep, and Mohammad Siraj. So these are the three pacers that I feel would start at Perth. And if Shami is back, then nothing like it.
your thoughts, Karthik?
Uh, I I think perhaps this call should be taken after the first test is over, and then coming from a physio background, I think I can say that his fitness would be ideally tested after the first test, and maybe it can be worth giving a shot to play Shami in the second test as well. It also depends on how we perform in the first test. So if India does well and India is looking stable in their bowling, then maybe you can rest Shami. But if if there's a real lack of pace, if there's a real lack of attacking intent from India's bowling, then maybe it's worth taking a gamble upon Shami. Although it must be kept in mind that he's recently had a lot of shoulder issues as well, so maybe it's a dicey challenge, but I think circumstances will play a larger role. And right now, I think we also have Harshit Rana in the squad.
Yeah.
So, and it doesn't look like even if Shami is absent, we would really lack anywhere in terms of depth. But yeah, and I would think our primary fast bowlers would be Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj, and Akash Deep.
So even I, like, for the first test at least, I think that we all are in alignment. The five bowlers would be like the three bowlers, and two all-rounders would be Siraj and Nitish Kumar Reddy to take up the fourth all-rounder spot, because he's a medium pace bowler. And like, given that the Perth is the most bounciest wicket in Australia, we need to have four fast bowlers. Given that we don't have Shami, and we need batting depth because the experience of Rohit and Gill is not going to be there. We have to deepen our batting lineup too. So Nitish Kumar Reddy could debut in Test matches for the first one. Now that we've done with the Indian lineup, let's go to predictions before we do a preview for the Australia team. Do you think that India has like the squad that we have has the capability to defeat Australia? If not 4-1, then at least to retain or to win the Border Gavaskar Trophy.
Uh,
So basically, this is 19th November trauma coming out, but it's fine.
yeah. So well, I think India is going to win, but it won't be an easy one. Perhaps a 2-1 win would be what I would expect. I mean,
It's a
it's really
five
time for
test
us to.
series. It's a five test
Sorry.
series. It's a five
Yeah, I
test
think.
series.
Yeah. So I'm expecting two to go draw. So let's see.
Kush,
Well, I feel it's too early to make any predictions, to be honest. Uh, this Indian team has won the last four Border Gavaskar trophies. They've won three in Australia, two in Australia, I feel. Two in Australia, right? And two in India. Uh, I just hope that India somehow win the series 3-2. 4-1 is still a long way to go, I feel. 3-2 is what I would feel. But 3-2 can be anything. It can be to India or to Australia. So I don't see Australia winning 4-1 or final for sure. It's going to be a tough series. And I I feel 3-2 to India.
so my predictions would be 3-1 to Australia, although I hope India wins. But let's be honest, given what we have in store, we're gonna lose at Perth. We're gonna lose that day-night test. We're gonna win. We're gonna lose at Gaba. Maybe not. I don't know. We're gonna win at MCG, and Sydney, as always, is gonna rain, or we're gonna draw it out. So Sydney is out. So I think it's gonna be 3-1 to Australia. Yeah, yeah, I know. Tough thing to swallow, but that's
What's
what
the
happens.
playing
That's
11 going to look like for India?
India's playing 11 would be, for me, it would be number one would be Jaiswal, two would be Ishwaran, three KL Rahul, four Kohli, five Pant, six Sarfaraz or Dhruv Jurel, depending on what the team management thinks. Seven would be Jadeja, eight Nitish Kumar Reddy. You can move it up and down as per the situation. And then the three fast bowlers. Yeah. So now let's move on to the playing
Did you
11 for
say Jaiswal and who said you will open?
Ishwaran.
Ishwaran
Abhimanyu
and
Ishwaran. Jaiswal.
Jaiswal, right?
Yeah, Abhimanyueaswaran.
Yeah.
Mm.
So now moving on to the Australian playing 11, we've heard that Steve Smith is gonna go back to his number four spot, and there is a guy called Max Sweeney who's gonna open along with Usman Khawaja. We've got Marnus Labuschagne in at three. There'll be Steve Smith at four, Travis Head at five, Travis Head, Mitchell Marsh at six, and Alex Carey at seven, Pat Cummins at eight. Then there would be Nathan Lyon, Mitchell Stark, and Josh Hazelwood. So that's the Australian lineup, and there'll be Scott Boland coming into the series when one of the fast bowlers, would be rested. But yeah, that's the playing 11 for Australia. So do you think that they've got enough armory to take down India?
Absolutely. They look a much more settled unit as compared to India. Uh,
Yeah.
their fast bowlers have been consistent. I mean, I've not seen any change in their fast bowling lineup. It's always Cummins, Hazelwood, Stark, and the greatest spinner, Nathan Lyon. So they're well settled. And if they can get in Scott Boland anyhow somewhere, or they can get a bit of Mitchell Marsh also into the mix, uh, they are a good team. And at this point, before the start of the series, I would say Australia has the upper hand uh, as compared to India.
The only weakness I think there is that the openers, like the opener is
Mm.
new. Marnus Labuschagne is not in form. Steve Smith is like he's got a few runs in the Sheffield season over there, the domestic cricket.
Mm.
Travis Head is out of practice. but you
Mm,
never like you'd back Australians to score in their own backyard, and given the history that Travis
mm.
has with India, you always back him to score
And
hundreds.
it's November. It's November.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you never know.
Yeah.
and uh, nothing to say there.
Yeah.
Karthik, anything you have?
No, I'm looking at the lineup. I hadn't gone through the lineup earlier, but now looking at it, I would be worried about the prediction I had made about India's 2-1 victory. I think I'm going to change it to 3-2 towards Australia.
Two also like India stuff, but yeah, I mean, okay, fine. Let's see. So it's prediction time now. I'll ask you both two questions each. First up, Karthik, who do you think is gonna be Australia's high scorer in this series?
Australia's?
High scorer, run scorer.
Hmm. Um, I think I think it's going to be Travis Head.
And highest wicket taker from India side.
Highest wicket taker for India, Bumrah.
Moving on to Mr. Aswani, who will be Australia's
Highest
highest wicket taker?
highest wicket taker for Australia. Hazelwood.
Okay. And highest run scorer for India?
Jaiswal.
Bold predictions. Do you resonate with what Karthik said, Kush? And do you resonate with what Kush said, Karthik?
I feel for India, the highest wicket taker is going to be Bumrah, but the highest run scorer for Australia, in my opinion, I would go with Usman Khawaja.
Same.
Hmm.
Karthik, your thoughts on what Kush said?
I think there are chances of it. But I think November trauma of Travis Head is still not worn down on me. So I think
Yeah, but
there's a
there's
chance he
only
would play.
one test in November. There are three tests in December and one in January. So it's spread across. So never know, right?
Yeah, well, so maybe then it won't happen. Fingers
So do
crossed.
you want a repeat of 2023 final or what?
I don't.
Okay, fine. That's it. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe this video. We'll be back soon, hopefully after everyone is placed. Ah, thank you guys. Bye.